Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. This is a 2006 film, original Disney Channel original. An hour and 31 minutes, and it stars Brenda Song. You've probably seen her face around a number of different shows. She was in The Social Network. She was in a number of different series here and there. Character actor for the most part. She's the voice for Amphibia the voice for the main character in Amphibia. We watched that a couple weeks ago, maybe it's months. It feels everything's going so fast. She plays the main character in that. So she's a Disney alumni for many years. She is basically, although I have to say that I can't say she is. I'm saying this story fits a very familiar structure, and if you're one of the creators, you're probably gonna like you're watching this. If you're one of the creators, you probably know what I'm about to say because it's gotten comparisons, I'm sure, before, probably while it was being made. And this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, pretty much. There's no vampires. There's a mystical element to it. There is a calling. It's, the old Joseph Campbell hero calling kind of concept. And it's the unassuming, it's in the Joss Whedon way, it's the unassuming, vapid teenage girl who has no concern about the bigger picture in life. She has no struggles whatsoever that she knows of, and really doesn't care. She's more interested in becoming homecoming queen, being popular, being pretty, wearing the right clothes, having the right friends, the right boyfriend. Nothing else really matters to her. But she comes from a long line of warriors. It goes back thousands of years in China. And a man named Shen, who is a young monk, who he's been reincarnated for generations after generations. Every time this evil warrior, I can't even remember what the name of the creature was, we only see him slightly. He possesses different characters throughout the movie, people that she cares for, complete strangers, teachers, a dog. This evil presence is out to destroy her and their line, and therefore the world. And she's the only one who can stand in the way. She, just like the Slayer, she's the chosen one. Her great-grandmother, her great-grandmother was the last one to battle this creature. And every time, no, you know what? I'm not going to give away that point. No, I don't want to give away that piece of the story. Sorry, but no, the part that you heard, totally fine. That's understandable. I didn't give away anything that I shouldn't give away. But the point is that Shen comes all the way from China. He's very monkish, and he's following her around. He certainly doesn't understand social distancing, especially when the girl says, "No, leave me alone." He follows her everywhere, and she's creeped out. Her friends are creeped out, and he keeps pushing this medallion on her. You got to wear this to protect yourself. Wear this medallion because it keeps the boogeyman away. It keeps the bad guy away. And she's just not buying it. She just doesn't see that there's any higher purpose. All she cares about is winning homecoming. And of course, her rival is a perky, pretty blonde, which in all these rival movies where the underdog main character has to go up against another girl in a social clique war kind of thing, it's always like a perky blonde who's super pretty and friendly until you cross her path and she's got cookies. It's the thing, yeah, that all of them are just, is cookies a big deal about, are they often used to get votes out of people for homecoming? Is this a thing that happens in high schools? Cookie distribution? Cupcake distribution? Is this just like a cliche that's been passed down through generations and put into these movies? I don't know. I guess I never saw that. I never saw that in my school growing up, where teenage girls would bribe people with pastries and such to get votes. It just seems weird. Anyway, the girl who goes up against her for Homecoming, she, again, like I said, pretty blonde, very reminiscent of Buffy. And yeah, let's just say the battle becomes a little bit more nuanced as the story goes on. But considering the things I told you about the evil bad guy, most of this film is spent getting her convinced that she needs to train. And eventually the part of it is training her. And rather than getting old men to look like they can fight, which I'm sure that a lot of them can if they're, warrior monks and things like that, she's like, it's not a good look to be fighting monks. Old men in a park. People might see me. So they find a way to have these monks possess people in her life that can train her in different ways. And it turns out to be different teachers. So there's a little bit of a story in there. Also, the idea of choosing teachers as her trainers. The teachers that she's, as are normally depicted in these kind of things, are usually either super friendly and wise. There's none of those in this one. Or they're out to get the main character. They're always just, you better get the right, test scores, or you better not flunk, or we're going to come and get you. In this case, the teachers that cause her the most trouble become her teachers that train her in the many ways of the Force. So, yeah. There is at least one Star Wars reference in this, which she makes. Surprisingly, this was, really well shot when it comes to the fighting. It's not just, yeah, kung fu. It wasn't just that. And yes, it was kung fu that she's supposed to learn. It wasn't just generalizing. But I lost my train of thought. Do I cut now and start over? No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, she gets trained, and my brain will not function now. I don't know what happened. Oh, dang, I don't want to start over. We're 7 minutes in. What was the point I was trying to make? Oh, the fighting. Sorry. Brain not work good. The fighting was really well shot. Who is this directed by? Let me see here. John Lang? Lang? Okay. But either way, a lot of the fight sequences, yes, it's a lot of wire work and things like that. It's not Crouching Tiger, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's not that. But it is, the camera moves really well. With the fight sequences, there's a big fight sequence that takes place in a house. Yes, it's a set that, not somebody's actual real house, but they made it look like somebody's house, and it has a lot of open upper areas, railing, and large stairways, and couches to flip over. And there's a lot of real, actual, natural flipping and things like that, but then there's also a lot of assisted wire work that is really well hidden. It also looks somewhat natural. It's not, yes, it's impossible, but it doesn't look crazy impossible. And they don't rely on edits to make it. They do rely on edits to, throw in the stunt woman to do some of the fighting, but they also use the camera really well. They edit it really well to make it look natural, and not just make the actress go hi-ya and then quick cut to the stuntman fighting, which it flows really well. That's what I'm trying to say. It flows really well, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was watchable in that sense. And yeah, it's got the normal clueless, like I said, clueless type of girl who's vapid and doesn't care about much beyond her own little world. But she learns about China. She learns about her history. Her grandmother recognizes this monk almost immediately, and she's sort of in on the gig to help move things along. So that's neat. And there's a little bit of things that her parents sort of learn. They've lost touch with their history, their past, their heritage, and it's kind of good. I think at least for especially for Asian kids who might be watching this, I think to acknowledge their history, acknowledge their heritage, and maybe it'll hopefully let them get in touch with it. I don't know, make them think about it at least. And they don't rely on easy cliches. In fact, when there is like a stereotype that's sort of thrown out there, they meet it head on and they play with it. They find humor in it without being degrading or demeaning or anything else. So, and there's also, I mean, a lot of the dialogue is really quick, snappy. Some asides that are very Whedon-y. I realize I shouldn't just attribute that kind of dialogue to Joss Whedon because it's more than just him have written that way. And I couldn't tell you who's. I don't know. I don't recognize the writers. I don't know if they ever wrote for Buffy. I doubt they did. But this is a good 3 years after Buffy ended, so this is filling the gap. 2006 and Buffy ended in 2003. Yeah, so it's. I think this is a really fun. The characters are all very attractive, and they're funny, and they look like they're having a good time, and yeah, this felt like it was the kind of thing that wouldn't be just a movie. It would be like a jump on kind of pilot that would follow her adventures in fighting bad guys, all over. It's because it's very Slayerific. It's got all the hallmarks. When you watch it, you're going to be like, oh, it's a Buffy thing. It's a Buffy thing. It's a Buffy thing. But it also stays its own thing because it's not, called upon. He's her watcher, Shen, the monk, but he's her age. And she sort of helps him live a life that he never got to live because his entire life has been, every reincarnation of him has always been just in the temple and then fighting. And, that's it. It's never gotten to meet any other cultures, meet any other friends, eat chocolate. He's never had that. So it's kind of neat for her to, yes, there's a dress up montage. Got to have that in every one of these types of films, apparently. But I can't say this kind of thing where I'd watch it over and over again. It's not like my favorite movie ever, but I think this is the kind of thing that anybody could watch, guys, girls, families. So if you get a chance, give it a shot. It's Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, and it, just like people were with the title Buffy the Vampire Slayer, thinking it's so weird and awkward. This thing, Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, has the same vibe. So, yeah, it's meant to be. I don't think it's an accident that this has very Buffy-like aspects to it. But yeah, don't discount it just because of the name. It is its own thing, and it's actually kind of fun. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Give it a shot. But we're gonna pick tomorrow's. We're gonna move on now and pick tomorrow's episode. 105, way down. Seriously, every day this thing resets itself. I think it's due for an update. I talked my way through the last delay. Here we go. 105. Now, since it starts at the top, it won't be that far of a scroll. 105. Oh. 1 to 205. 105. Okay. 105 is another movie. By the way, we've gone nonstop movies. I think this is our 10th movie in a row. This is the longest we've ever gone without a TV series or a short or anything else. It's like 10 movies in a row now. And this one is something I don't recognize, but it's fairly recent. It's from 2014. It's called Cloud 9. Cloud 9. Has nothing to do with Superstore, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Cloud 9 on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge tomorrow. I'll see you here. Bye.